So I go out on this van in my city, and I go out quite often and do some volunteering on the street with women who are drug addicts and prostitutes. And the other night I was actually out there with a group of friends. I was driving the van, and we were driving down, and we go out pretty late at night, and we were driving down the road. And the cool thing about this van is that we actually don't have to go out there looking for people. People come and they look for us. They see us as a symbol of hope. And so we were driving down the road, and this lady all of a sudden popped out from the house that she was in, and she came out and she started waving us down. And so I pulled off the road and pulled to the curb, and we opened the door for her to come. And as we pulled in, I looked into the house that she was living in. And it was one of those houses that would be deemed like a crack house. And you look in there, and the whole window, when you look in, there's just holes in the walls, there's garbage on the tables, there's people sleeping on the floor. It's just a really run-down place. And so as we pull in, all these ladies started to pour out of the house to where the van was. And so they came into the van, and they were looking for medical care. They were looking for some blankets, clothing, food, anything that we could give them that would help their situation. And so we spent some time with those ladies, and the hardest part is that most of the times when you spend your time with them, they actually aren't even coherent enough to have a normal conversation with you. The drugs that have consumed their life have turned them into creatures, and that's literally how they live their days, as something subhuman. And so they spent their time with us, and we tried to love on them as much as we possibly could. And then they got out of the van, and they start walking back into their home, if you can call it a home. And so I got into the front seat again, and I began to drive away from that curb. And I just felt this utter hopelessness. Like the hopelessness literally felt like it was melting me in that moment. And so I started to process that, and I started to think about the fact that, Christianity is called to be a light. It's in Scripture over and over again that we're supposed to be a light. John 1 says that the life light is supposed to cast out the darkness, and the darkness can't survive around the light. So that's what we're called to be, but in this kind of situation, how does that look and how does that work? And that's the thing about hopelessness, is that it's actually everywhere. It can be in your high schools, it can be within the boardrooms of your work, it can be on the streets of your city, it can be in your universities, it can be a single mom at home. Hopelessness is literally all around us. It might even be in your own life. But as Christians, what are we called to be, and what are we called to stand for? I believe that Jesus died on a cross so that we could be a hope for the earth. He gave us that example of laying down his life so we could live this selfless life for people, so that we could bleed for others' healing. And I believe that I serve a God that creates mosaic out of messes. I believe that I serve a God that sees hope no matter what. And I believe that our gospel is hope. It's a hope that carries us so that we can carry others. It's a hope that's going to carry you no matter what you're going through, so that you can carry other people. And I believe it's a hope that continuously carries me so that I can carry others. And that's why you can find me with the hopeless.